everybody, welcome back to One Seed, One World. So this is my third year growing a little cotton crop out here in my backyard. I do have a playlist from previous years where I show the whole process, and I'll put a link to that below if you want to check out any of those other videos about how I grew it from seed and a little bit about how we process our homegrown cotton. So this is year number 3. I just grow a few plants each year, which is enough for us for spinning thread and whatnot. But I figured today I'd come out on this beautiful November 5th day where it's like in the mid 70s out here and sunny, and go over a couple of little cool fiber facts when it comes to cotton for you. So cotton has been grown for about 7,000 years. There was some cotton bolls and bits of cloth that were discovered in Mexico that were dated back to about 7,000 years ago. And about 3,000 years ago, it was grown in Pakistan and, you know, a lot of other places as well. And they've found lots of different little artifacts and cloth and stuff like that that shows that these ancient civilizations used cotton on the regular. Now, here is fact number 1. Cotton is actually stronger when it's wet. And what happens is that the hydrogen atoms in water combine with the cellulose in the cotton fibers to actually make it stronger, which is different than like things like wood pulp or, you know, other types of fibers that actually get weaker. Cotton gets stronger when it's wet. Which brings me to point number 2. And this came up from one of my viewers that had put a comment on one of my older cotton videos and said, hey, did you know that you can also make paper out of cotton? I was like, what? I need to research this some more. I hadn't heard that before and hadn't really thought about it. You know, you always think about cotton as being clothes, really, or cotton balls that, you know, you're using for swabs or whatnot. But yes, you can make paper out of cotton. And in fact, that being said, most countries, when they print their paper money, use cotton to make the money. I mean, not 100% of cotton, of course, but, you know, when you think about your dollar bills or your paper money, if it was made out of actual paper, you wouldn't be able to use it if it got wet. I mean, think about if you get a piece of paper wet, it gets all like yuck and falls apart, right? But because cotton gets stronger when it gets wet, money in most countries, paper money, is made out of a mix of cotton, and like in the US, it's made out of about 75% cotton and about 25% linen, which is made from flax, or, you know, linen comes from flax. So there you have it. Your money is made out of cotton, partially, mostly. So there is another cool fact, fact number 3, is that there are actually over 50 different varieties of cotton, although there are only, I think, 4 varieties that are grown commercially for use, because the 4 varieties that are grown for commercial use to make like your clothes, to make money and whatnot, have enough oil content in the fibers, as well as the fibers themselves are longer, which make it better for making into thread and into money and other uses that you would do for cotton. It has a longer fiber, whereas the other 46 varieties have a lower oil content and the fibers are shorter, so they don't make as good for you know, the general uses that we use cotton for. But there are a lot of varieties out there that are natural. They're not hybrids and whatnot. They are naturally occurring in nature. It's just that we've taken 4 of them that we found to be best for our use and now grow them commercially. And your 4th and final fact is that cotton, as it goes, as the story goes, was the first plant to be grown on the moon. A Chinese spaceship, the Chang'e 2 or Chang'e 4, I don't know, something like that. But it was a Chinese spaceship that took cotton seeds up and took them to the far side of the moon, and they were grown in the spaceship or something like that. You know, some sort of thing. I didn't do a deep dive into it, but they actually germinated cotton plants and started growing them on the far side of the moon, is what was reported in 2019. However, shortly after they started growing, they did die due to the harsh environment that they were still in up there. But they were the first plants to be grown on the moon. So I want to do a little bit deeper research into the story behind that, which I probably should have done before making this video for you. But you know, you're always welcome to go do your own research as well and find out whatever you want about the Chinese cotton on the moon. So I'm going to keep picking my little basket of cotton and get this cleared out, because these plants are about done now. I mean, I do have some bolls on the plants that have not sprouted open yet, and they still might, because we got this like little warm temp that's popped out here for a couple of days. But you know, we've had several frosts now over the last couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks. We've had frost on multiple days, so the plants are kind of dying off now, because cotton isn't cold tolerant, does better in much warmer climates, which is why I start mine inside to give them a head start, to make sure that I have enough time to get them going and that they can produce enough cotton for us here, because they do take about 6 months to grow and produce stuff for you. So just keep that in mind. Also, one last note that you have to remember is that growing cotton in a backyard situation is not always permitted, because of the boll weevil that decimated a large portion of the commercial crops in the U.S. back, I don't know what years it was, but it was, you know, quite some time ago. But boll weevils came through and basically decimated the U.S. crops, and so they had to recover those crops so they could continue the commercial production. And then certain laws came out in states that have cotton as a main commercial crop or as a profitable crop for the state. And so, like for example, Texas, it's illegal to grow cotton in your backyard. Other states, like I think maybe it's Virginia, you can grow it, but you have to either have a permit or get permission from your ag department first. So, you know, depending on if you're interested in growing cotton, please check your local laws and regulations and see first if it's allowed, and if it is allowed, if you have to do anything special. Now, here in Maryland, cotton is not a commercial crop. We're allowed to grow it in our backyard without issue, because, you know, it's not a state commercial crop, or not even, I say state, because it's not like it's state owned. It's you know, but large commercial companies that or farms that grow cotton in those states where they are. That's what I meant by that. You know, it's not like we're a state-run facility. But anyway, here in Maryland, we can grow cotton, but check in your state if you can. So, all right, enough on that. Anyway, I appreciate that you're here hanging out with me again today to check out a few fiber facts on cotton. And I hope whatever's going on in your neck of the woods is working out fantastic for you, and that you've had a good 2024 growing season, and maybe you're still harvesting a few things. I still am bringing in some beans and peppers and stuff that, you know, Swiss chard, things that have made it through the frost, or things I was able to harvest right before the frost. And so now I'm out here picking my cotton. But I hope that you are having a great day. Go vote, although by the time this video posts, voting day will be over. So, you know, happy election day. Anyway, hope you're having a great day. We'll see you again soon. Namaste.